Jesse.
Hey, Lindsay.
What are you drinking on this wonderful evening?
Kentucky Credential. And it's very good. It's double-barreled bourbon.
Double-barreled?
Double-barreled
What does that mean?
bastard bourbon. So they take the bourbon out and they put it back in another barrel and then let it sit for another few seasons.
Okay.
Yeah, 8-year aged. So they probably did like 4 and 4. It's really good.
I'm having a malted beverage called White Claw. It is a peach and a mango with a peach 5 Celsius.
Sweet.
Yes.
And we got recappage of 2 horrific episodes that Lindsay put out and bestowed upon us that you can check out on drinkaboutsomething.site.
Yes, so it is a 2-parter about one vile human being named Josef Fritzl, who grew up during the World War II.
Yeah.
And he grew up in Amstetten, and it was a time of bombing. It was a time of war, and his mother neglected him, and she had a three-level house. It was a very large house. We posted pictures of it in our stories. You can Google it, Josef Fritzl. It'll show you the layout of this house. Very large house. She was told that she needed to take in people like refugees and things like that, and soldiers that needed space, and her house got crowded.
She kind of raged against it, and they took her to a concentration camp.
They sure did.
And separated Joseph.
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 The J is a Y. Uh-huh.
Yeah. Separated them two, and he actually believed that she was actually excommunicantoed
Deceased.
in the middle of that.
Yes.
Yeah. And that was the beginning of the salad, I think. Maybe
somewhere in there.
Yeah, somewhere in there.
Well, she was already emotionally abusive.
Yeah.
Yep.
So and
then physically as well.
After all that, though, they kind of recoagulated back into the household, right?
Well, yeah. So he thinks that she's deceased for quite some time, and then he finds out that she's not. He goes into foster care, or no, I'm sorry, he goes into an orphanage,
right?
Not foster care.
Yep.
His father had been unalived in action in World War II and had kind of already executed him. What do you say?
Excommunicanto.
Yes, excommunicantoed from the family before that. So he really didn't have a dad. His mom was not great. And they developed this very toxic mother-son relationship that in the book that I listened to called Secrets in the Cellar about this case, they refer to it as like a very toxic husband and wife type situation between a mother and son.
Yeah, and then it traversed it to the point to where he actually did marry and
a young, naive woman. He was 21, she was 17.
Yeah, and he put his own mother in the attic.
Later on. So he goes to Lentz.
We're trying to rush all this into one big old pile of things because you can check out the whole 2-part.
Oh, yeah, we got a 2-parter. Yeah. And on drinkaboutsomething.site. And so he goes to Lentz, which is in Upper Austria, because Amstetten is in Lower Austria. And he gets a job as an electrical engineer. He's very smart, very talented at what he does. He's great at his trade. He meets and marries Rosemarie. Him and Rosemarie go on to have 7 children. But in the time span that that these children are being born and he's becoming a family man and he's working and doing all the things, he's also being a deviant. And there's certain words we can't say on these apps. So you will have to listen to our full 2-parter episode to find out what kind of deviant he was.
Which should have been the breaking point between their whole relationship. But she accepted it after his imprisonment and jail time.
He goes, he does go to prison for 18 months over this deviancy.
He comes back and she still accepts it. And then he eventually kind of decided that he had no more desire for her. And when his own child got old enough, that's where
Well, not really old enough
changed.
at all.
No. Well,
she was 11 years old.
No, not old enough. Not at all old enough.
Not old enough.
Maybe in his mind, but not at all. No.
No.
Disgusting.
So he develops an obsession for his fourth child, Elizabeth Fritzl. And then he starts to develop a cellar. And it takes him 6 years to complete this project. And from Elizabeth's age 11 to 18, he builds the cellar and
used the government's money actually because of the Cold War,
making it a shelter.
And it is a full-on complex that has 8 doors to it, and that was really disgusting.
8 doors and then a bookshelf to hide.
Yeah, and that's what I called the 9th gate.
Yes.
Because it was Elizabeth's 9th gate to hell. And yeah, it's really horrific. You can check that stuff out. We're kind of recapping it real quick. Thank you guys for joining in on the lives right now.
Yes.
And thank you guys on YouTube. Share our stuff and follow us. We're true crime podcasters, and we also share a band at the end of usually every episode. On Fridays it comes out. Josef Fritzl is what we're talking about. And it's horrific, Lindsay, because now she is in the basement is where we're at right now. Actually after
the 9th gate in the cellar. And
the storm shelter or the bomb shed.
He kidnaps his own daughter, takes her down to the cellar when she turns 18, right before she's about to leave the home. She's an adult. She's ready to go. Mm-hmm. He passes it off as she's missing and she has joined a cult.
And she is young and impressionable, and he is putting so much on her in fear and so many things that he portrays his crazy fantasies and disgusting way of life for her for the next 24 years.
Yes.
Yes.
So he has 7 children above ground, and he makes 7 children underground. And
2 whole families.
And like I said, he has made his wife, the police, the town of Amstetten believe that Elizabeth has ran away and joined this cult. And then after she has child number 3, he brings that child to raise, for him and Rosemary to raise, basically Rosemary. And he also does that with child 4 and 5. And 5 is born with a twin, and we're not going to say what happened to that twin on here. You do have to go check out the full story.
I was broken so many times during
this was one of the worst cases really that we've covered.
You kind of messed me up a little bit there, Lindsay, in this one. Pretty bad. Both episodes, really. And it was not a fun journey, but sharing the true crime in the middle of all that and getting that out in awareness. What else? I mean, what else can you do? These young, impressionable children, dude. Look out for your neighbors, I guess. I don't know. I mean,
so to be fair, so Josef had apartments. Yeah. And so he rented out certain parts of his main house, and then he built apartments. And he told all of his tenants, so he rented them out specifically to government subsidized people.
It was a cash grab because he was actually even using his other children with his own daughter.
He ends up bringing 3 upstairs.
Yeah, it's disgusting because like he adopted one, and then he fostered the next one.
Because he found out that he gets more money for fostering than adopting.
So it was just a cash
Which
grab.
is horrible. And these are his children that he's passing off as his grandchildren from a daughter that ran away to a cult. So that's terrible in and of itself.
Yeah.
And he's making money off of it. And like I said, he's only renting to people that are receiving government checks every month. So he is guaranteed to get paid.
It's a cash grab, and dude is just like living some lavish ass life stuff, traveling around and doing all kind of disgusting things while his own daughter.
Yeah, he goes on holiday to Thailand several times.
In the 9th gate of hell, and hasn't seen sunlight for many, many years.
Yeah, so Elizabeth hadn't seen it since she was 18. She doesn't get released from this prison until she is 42. Her children that are raised in the cellar, they have never seen the light of day. They're vitamin deficient. They are ingesting mold and sludge and
the moisture and all the
there's
stuff.
not a lot of oxygen. So they are just worn out at all times, all the time. But Elizabeth, she's amazing. And the children that she does raise in the cellar, she is teaching them basic, education.
And basic humanity.
Basic humanity.
To divert against all of the horrific things of livelihood that they're in the middle of. I mean,
right.
She is like trying to make better of the situation because they're just like, that's grandpa.
Yeah, so the cellar children call him grandpa. And Elizabeth makes sure that they never know that they are being held prisoner. And then the upstairs kids call him dad.
Yeah.
So
a lot
it's
to
crazy.
think about. Yeah.
It's crazy.
And the pictures and everything that you shared on their social medias, which you can go to Drink About Something on Instagram.
Yes, Drink About Something on Instagram.
And you can check out the socials and what we have shared on some of that and the pictures. And this dude's just living it up, but he has this whole horrific dungeon that he has his own daughter in.
And there are other crimes that happen throughout these years that he will later be tried for. They weren't pinned to him, but the coincidences of these crimes are just too big to say that he wasn't the one that committed them.
That look good on the time there?
I think it says 11 minutes.
Oh, goodness.
11 minutes.
Cracking on. Cool.
We're cracking
just
on.
making sure we're time-wise on the YouTube. And as far as the TikTok stuff, y'all can hang out after this party.
So a decade into Elizabeth's imprisonment, Josef brings down a TV and a VCR, which he uses to his own advantage for certain disgusting, vile things. But this is when he's not around, because honestly, he's actually gone a lot, which is great for them.
He's got all kind of
great
money,
for
so
Elizabeth.
he's on holiday.
Yeah, he goes, like I said, he goes to Thailand a lot. Yeah. He goes to Italy. And then he works, his regular job. And so the kids underground, they watch TV, and it's basically like what it was described as basically like looking at something from another planet.
Yeah,
because they don't know any of this stuff.
They did not even know.
They didn't know a moon, the sun, trees, anything.
A park,
existed.
A slide, a playground.
Right.
I mean,
all they've got.
So education, schools, whatever, just whatever their mom bestowed upon them in the middle of a
and she would
shelter.
teach them days and weeks and months and years. She would teach them about the sunrise, the sunset, and the moon, but they've never seen these things.
But what does it look like? They don't know. They don't know. And they actually did get a TV, and eventually they actually seen things that were happening on the TV that pertained to them.
Right. So later on, and this is a story that we're going to cover in the future, there's actually another woman in Austria that was also being held captive.
What?
We're going to cover the full story later on, so I'm not going to say the name because it will be a future case. So she got away in 2006. And that is when Josef knew that he needed to find a way to bring his underground family to the surface. And he pondered on it for a while because, time didn't mean anything to him. He's just going on trips. He's doing his thing. He's living his life.
But he's older, so he's like, how do I take care of this other than actually getting rid of his family? And he was not strong enough to do that. It was a huge conquest. I don't want to say conquest. It was a huge thing that he had to deal with because he was taking care of two families. And to take care of the underground family, he had to go out of town to stock up and buy groceries. And then he even remembers that he's got keys to his tenants' home. So he actually starts stealing from them to bring his underground family fresh food because most of everything that they ate was microwavable or frozen,
easy dinners.
Yeah.
Which you can only
TV dinners.
Well, TV dinners, frozen entrees, things like that.
Yeah.
So he steals from his tenants who think they're losing their mind.
And he's like, no, there's nobody here.
Right.
Which is probably in the same building because he was renting out some rooms in his own house.
Yeah, he rented out rooms in his own house, and he built an apartment block. And then they're watching him take stuff all in large quantities down to the cellar, but everybody was forbidden, even his immediate family, from setting foot in his cellar. And there was a time period after Rosemary had their 7th child that he said, I don't want you no more, and I'm going to get my own living quarters. And that was his living quarters.
Backtracking to that. And I feel like that's why I said watch your neighbors, because he had tenants in his own house that should be watching his neighbors, and his own wife should have spoke up, because in the end,
but we don't victim, because she's a victim in this too, so we're not going to victim blame her at all.
Is a victim 100%.
But there were things that she should have spoke up about years prior, and her sister, who is a big part of the aftermath, said so. She's like, we told her to get the fuck out a long time ago.
There?
Yes.
Okay.
So after the one girl gets set free that we're going to talk about in season 3, when she gets set free and Josef Fritzl finds out about this girl that's been held in a dungeon for 10 years, he's like, oh my God, I need to resurface my underground family. So he comes up with a plan. He's like, I'm going to have Elizabeth write a letter and say, I'm tired of the cult. I'm going to come home with my kids. But before that can happen, before Josef, because like I said, he just kind of dilly dabbles about this plan. Kirsten gets really sick, and she has a whole mental breakdown because internally her body is shutting down from years of being neglected and vitamin deficient. So she has a mental breakdown, and she's really, really sick. And Elizabeth begs Josef to take her to a proper hospital. After some time, he agrees. He takes her. And then when she gets to the hospital's like, oh my God, this is more than cult neglect.
Way more.
There's more to the story here.
We're spitballing a lot of information all in a recap. You can check out both episodes at drinkaboutSomething.site.
Because we're going to wrap it up because we want you to listen to those episodes. Yes. So you have to find out what happens after this family does resurface. Elizabeth resurfaced after 24 years with her 3 children that have never seen the light of day in 2008.
Yeah.
And it is quite the journey.
Not a good one.
That this entire family has afterwards.
Yeah.
It's a lot of aftermath, and the journey of being downstairs
it was a lot.
There's no words for how terrible it was, honestly.
And the words
terrible is an understatement.
The words that Lizzie said was just too much for me. I didn't want to be part of that one. I did not.
But we do feature 2 amazing bands on both of those episodes that you also have to listen to catch, because let me tell you something. People will say there's not good music anymore. There is. And listening to our episodes, you get a story and you get a new upcoming band that you've never heard before, probably, most likely. So I hope some of you have. I hope you have. I hope you're that cool that already know some of these bands that we have featured. But if you're looking for new music,
I'm finding them.
Well, I have brought a lot to Jesse's attention because I'm chronically online because of researching and things. So check us out.
Yeah.
Do the things.
Yeah, do all that. Drink about something
here on YouTube.
Yeah, that's your beginning. But if you're on YouTube or on TikTok, share us and we'll keep on growing. That way,
if you're watching us on YouTube right now, hit that subscribe button. And Spotify, we're on all the platforms. Every single platform you can think of. We're even on Audible. If you have an Audible membership.
I don't even know.
We're right there.
How many.
I do. I know.
There's a bunch of them, dude.
Yes.
Check them out.
Lots and lots and lots of platforms. We have new episodes every Friday. We have recaps sometimes on Wednesdays. We do sporadic lives here on TikTok. And what else, Jesse? What else do you want to say? Because we got to wrap this up for YouTube. We're going to hang out here on TikTok for a while.
Yeah, we'll hang out on TikTok. No, come and hang out with us and holler at us. Now, send us something, drinkaboutSomething.site, or you can go to drinkaboutSomethingPod@gmail.com.
Yeah, send us your story.
That's what we want to do. Or
if there's a specific case that you want to hear me tell Jesse to, because he don't know shit.
I do not, and that's my thing.
This is the thing. I just wanted to tell my husband the tea, but I'm like, I got to write it down to tell you all the details. And then I'm like, oh my God. Let's do the thing.
You destroy me.
Let's do the podcast. Yeah. And let's talk about some bands too, because we love music.
Yeah. So is that time to hit that red button up there?
I think it's time to hit that red button.
So we love you so much on there. Bye on that one.
Bye on YouTube.
Yay.